Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, you see, that ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you.
Hello, I'm Phil Catchpole and welcome to another episode of Ringing the Blues, the official Wycombe Wanderers podcast. Very busy show this week. We catch up with the action over Easter, plus we begin to look forward to our trip to Wembley against Peterborough United in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy this coming Sunday. We'll catch up with the Links, Declan and George, former players of Wycombe Wanderers. We also catch up with Super Simon Garner. We'll hear from Gus, a fan from Alaska who's made a journey over to see us at Adams Park and Wembley. Plus, we'll also catch up with our good friend Jordi from Media Inglesa to hear about their Wembley plans too. But first, let's head to Mexico City for the full Liga Juan results from Easter Monday with Uri.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League One. Blackpool 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Bolton Wanderers 5, Reading 2, Bristol Rovers 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Burton Albion 1, Barnsley 3, Cambridge United 3, Wigan Athletic 1, Carlisle United 1, Lincoln City 3, Charlton Athletic 0, Stevenage 0, Cheltenham Town 1, Exeter City 2, Leyton Orient 1, Peterborough United 2, Northampton Town 2, Port Vale 0, Oxford United 4, Fleetwood Town 0. So, our next game is Wembley on Sunday for the Bristol Street Motors Trophy Final. We take on Peterborough United. So, Chairboys Spanish this week, ¿qué será, será? Oh, ¿qué será, será? Whatever will be, will be. So, yeah, ¿qué será, será? Is the translation for whatever will be. ¿Qué será means what will become, what will be. Será from the verb to be, will be, será. ¿Qué será, será, whatever will be, will be. Phil Catchpole was asking me if this was an Italian song or a Spanish song, but it is actually a Spanish song. Oh yeah, it's a bit broken, the Spanish, but it's understandable. So yeah, we are going to Wembley on Sunday. Good luck to the Chairboys. See you next week. Until next time, back to England with my amigo Filiberto Cachapollos. Adios.
Cheers, Uri. Well, how many football podcasts talk about Doris Day songs, whether they're Italian or Spanish, with a bloke in Mexico City? Probably not that many, and there might actually be good reasons for that. Who knows? Right, let's look back to Good Friday. Wycombe Wanderers were taking on top of the table Pompey at Adams Park, and here's what happened. Joe Jacobson joined us on comms.
On the right-hand side for Pompey, into the edge of the area. Kamara still has it, cuts it back for Bishop! And it's there! It's deflected up. Colby Bishop's open to scoring. His 17th goal of the season. The Pompey fans go wild. A deflected effort and a despairing dive. And Fran Ramazzoli couldn't keep it out. Wycombe 0, Pompey 1.
Yeah, Kamara did really well down the right-hand side. He's left-footed, wants to come in all the time and just get past one or two players, and no one seemed to really put a tackle in on him, and he found himself with a bit more space and thought, I can just take the ball a little bit inside the box. Bishop got in front of his marker there. I think he got in front of Taff and just prodded the ball back down. Taff got, I think it was Taff that got a big deflection on it, and Franco couldn't quite claw it out the back of the net, and really scruffy goal from Portsmouth's point of view, but they're not going to be complaining. Their fans are going wild behind the goal here, so big uphill task now from Wycombe.
Labala, Cole's one. He goes across to Coley, sends it to Butcher. Yes! No, Butcher Butcher gets the equaliser. Kone with the assist. Beautiful work from Wycombe Wanderers. Labala in off the right hand side. His shot was deflected clear. It fell at the feet of Kone, and the unselfish layoff from Kone gave it to Butcher. It's 3 goals in 2 games for Butcher from midfield. It's Wycombe 1, Pompey 1.
Yeah, great goal that is. What a finish. Rich did so well there. Bez came in. The ball, kind of pitch opened up for him a little bit on his left foot, and he thought, I'm going to have a shot. It got deflected straight to Richard Coney at the back post, who so unselfishly just set it perfectly into Butcher's path, and ran onto it, and all he had to do was hit it low and hard into the corner, and it was a lovely finish from Butch. But Rich, with what a great touch that, with the ball spinning as well, really difficult to control, and he just laid it perfectly into Matt Butcher's path, and 1-1 here, great game.
It's good football from Portsmouth. They get it back to Bishop. And it's a great goal. A great goal by Pompey. Kamara this time picked up Bishop. He didn't need the deflection, just a deft flick with the right boot, and it nestles in the corner past a despairing dive of Ramazzoli. It's Wycombe 1, Pompey 2.
Yeah, look, they had a lot of patient build-up, didn't they? There, they must have kept the ball for a minute or two and passed the ball around nicely. They went forward, they recycled it. They didn't think about trying to just take a shot from 40 yards like Raggett did earlier, and managed to recycle it out wide. And Kamara got the wrong side of Luke Leahy, who rather than chopping back on his left foot, picked out Bishop again with that near post run, kind of a cutback, and I have to say it's a great finish into the far corner there, where Franco's got no chance of saving it. And 2 bits of quality moment from Kamara out on the right wing, and Bishop, and as the number 9 has got Portsmouth back into this league.
Kamara still with the ball now. Chips it towards the back post. Longvike reads it, heads it clear to Sadie. Great save. It's off the bowling. 3-1 Pompey. And it all started with the ball from Paddy Lane, which was a peach. Kamara didn't panic after a heavy first touch. Chips it to the back post. Longvike headed clear, and Sadie drilled it towards the back of the net. Ramazzoli got 2 gloves onto it, but it hit the underside of the bar and bounced in. 3-1 Pompey. Gaffer, top of the table, Pompey, a 3-1 defeat. What was your take on the game?
My take was that they're a good team, top of the table for a reason. I thought when the opportunities cropped up for them, they punished us. I felt that we had some good opportunities ourselves that we didn't quite capitalise on. And then at 2-1, Lukey hits the bar. We have another couple of chances, and if one of those goes in at 2-2, you fancy us to kick on. And then we kind of had a sucker punch with the 3rd goal, took the sting out of us a little bit. So look, they're a good team. I don't think we were at our best today. I think we've been better in the recent games, but still, even though we weren't at our best, I felt we went pretty close with a good team, and shows us where we need to get to if we want to be that team.
Going behind so early, you must have been very pleased with the response, because there was no panic and the equaliser didn't have to wait too long to get it.
Yeah, actually, the first couple of minutes we were in their half, and before you know it, they've broken and balls in the back of our net from nowhere. But then we had a good response. There's good character about us now. I think that we've got some good character, good athleticism in the team, and we kind of bounced back. And then for the rest of the first half, I thought we were fairly good. So listen, there's plenty for us to keep improving on. We're not the finished article yet, but there's plenty to be positive about as well. We know that we've got a good group, and we want to keep moving forward.
The international break came after 3 consecutive wins. Has that maybe taken the wind out of your sails a little bit?
I guess, listen, momentum's a big thing in football, and we certainly had it. But I felt that we could take it into today's game. There was nothing we could do about the circumstances of having a game called off. It wasn't in our power to alter that. So we have to train as well as we can over those 13 days. And any time you play Pompey, it's going to be a tough game. So coming off the back of that break, listen, there was it could have gone either way, but is what it is. We have to bounce back and look forward to the game on Monday.
You said coming into this game that this weekend would be a really good marker to where your Wycombe Wanderers team is. What's your take from today's game? Where do you think Wycombe are compared to top of the table, Pompey?
Well, listen, we're in mid-table, probably for a reason, and they're at the top for a reason, but that's not being negative. It's understanding where we're at and where we want to be. I want to push this team forward. We know we can push it forward. Pompey have obviously got some real good players, a good squad, and they're able to make changes and carry those injuries when they come along. We feel like we've got a good squad and we're not far away, and I think the evidence of today shows us that's the case.
I was going to say there's some real hallmarks there as to why Pompey are top of the table. They do several things, very different things, very well, don't they?
Yeah, I think they've got they can pass it, they can play into Bishop, and they can hold it up, and they can get runners from midfield. They've got real good pace and trickery in wide areas that can hurt you. So, we knew all those things coming into the game, but we think that we've got those as well. I think it's about concentrating on ourselves and making sure we keep moving forward. We've had, a good spell since the turn of the year, and we want to keep that going.
Moving forward, not much time now, but Blackpool on Monday, a long journey, and another team who are looking to get out of this division. Yeah,
again, a good club, a real good club with good backing, an experienced manager who's been there and done it. So, we look forward to the challenge, mate. I have a huge belief in our group, a huge belief in what we want to go and achieve. We're making steps forward, and we have to keep doing so. And the start of a very big week for Wycombe Wanderers. Yeah, listen, we want to, I hate to be the killjoy, but Monday's everything I'm thinking about right this moment. Once we go there and perform the way I believe we can, then we can start moving forward and looking forward to the rest of the week. But our league form has to be of paramount importance to us. That we've been on a good run. Unfortunately, I ended today, but we have to start another run starting on Monday. And a word for the fans, a bank holiday fixture here, Pompey, we know, always travelling good numbers, but the home fans excellent today too. Yeah, they've been in great voice. I think that, the guys come and support us regularly. They can see what we're trying to do. They can see the hallmarks of the team that we want to create and what we're trying to do moving forward. So I'd like to thank them for coming out and supporting us today. So we want to give them more to cheer about. I really believe that we could go and do that today. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, so we have to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down and make sure we're ready for Monday. The thoughts of Wycombe Wanderers manager Matt Bloomfield on that defeat to Pompey on Good Friday. But what did the travelling fans think? They're top of the league and they're nearly back in the Championship. Here's the opposition view. Andy.
Total destruction of a decent Wycombe side. This Pompey team is something special.
PO4.
A comfortable away win underlines just how well this Pompey team manages games. I can't remember the last time we bossed Wycombe, but that second half was about as controlled an away performance as you can get. Raggett was outstanding, he didn't put a foot wrong. Kamara petrified them.
Pete M.
Massive win for us today. 8 points now needed to guarantee promotion and 11 to guarantee the title. That win takes a lot of pressure off the game against Derby on Tuesday. This group of players and staff have been rock solid mentally and deserve a huge amount of credit. Hopefully we can finish things off now.
The Alessandro dreaming.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm scarred for life by some of the fruitless Wycombe trips in the past, but that was just the ticket. It was also a nice little reminder for other teams that we aren't just some shithousing smash and grab merchants. We are actually a bloody good football team as well. Even when some of our best players are unavailable.
Mostly sunny.
Another really impressive win at Wycombe Wanderers today. We really are now within touching distance of the Championship. Any neutral would look at not just the table, but also the fact that we've only lost 4 games all season. And an incredible 4 from 51 if you tag on the tail end of last season. So, by any sensible, rational, balanced assessment, we'll get the 8 points we need from the possible 18 to make promotion a certainty. But please, can somebody just tell me when it's all over?
Dale.
Massive win and a solid performance. Kamara was amazing again. And Bishop, oh, you beauty. You nearly got the hat-trick your performance deserved. Up the Blues. Now, on to Tuesday and Fratton Park under the lights. It doesn't get any better.
Rich Raymond.
I love seeing how much the players are enjoying the support we give them. It must be a great feeling having the fans behind you like that. Oh, and I'd love to see Kamara signed permanently. But after his performances this season, I don't think Norwich would let him go cheap. If at all.
Matt Drabble.
Abu Kamara was even applauded by sections of the home support when he came off today. That should tell you all you need to know about his performance. I counted only one occasion when he was prevented from getting past his man. Unplayable. What a game! What a season! What a player!
Ed Emptage.
That's the most relaxed I've felt watching a Pompey game for a very long time. Which is ridiculous, considering the position we're in and the stage of the season. What a team! And thank you, Abu Kamara. You're a joy to watch. Play up, Pompey!
Pompey Nuts.
I love it when there are no sour grapes after a game and fans of the opposition just hold their hands up and praise the other team. And that's what I'm seeing from the Wycombe fans today.
Yeah, Pompey, good value for their win on Good Friday. Well, before the game, I caught up with former Wycombe Wanderers players and brothers Declan and George Link. Declan played in the first ever football match I went to at Lokes Park, and we started off by remembering those happy days.
Yeah, as I said, I can't believe you're scarred by that experience and you're still here.
You look about my age. You must be living the good life.
I think what it is living in Florida, living in the United States. I'm 60 next month, which is amazing.
So remind all our viewers and listeners, or the younger ones who won't know, when did you play for Wycombe?
I originally started in 1985. I started the season before when it was in the Isthmian League. And then I played in 1985 when we got promoted to the whatever the conference was called then. And then I mysteriously left before a Chelmsford FA Cup second round tie after we beat Colchester, which I have to explain to many people why there's that Wycombe-Colchester rivalry. I left on a sabbatical for a year and went to work for the Mickey Mouse, and then came back in January of 1987, played for the rest of that season, and then disappeared again to America, which is where I've been ever since.
Now, I remember that day very well because you took all the corners, right?
I took a lot of the corners, yes. I'm not sure how many actually got into the 6-yard box, but I don't remember in those days that they used to count assists and all that, but I'm sure I got a few assists. But I do remember, I've seen the video, because there's not too much video from when we were playing back in the 80s, but I remember flicking on the corner against Colchester where Westy headed it in. So that's out there on video somewhere.
Any goal against Colchester should be celebrated wildly, in my opinion. George, when was your period at Wycombe Wanderers? The same sort of time?
Yeah, so you know those supermarket offers, the bog-off ones, the buy one, get one's free? So when Deck came, I came free alongside him as well at the same time. So I played that 1987 season. So when we won the Isthmian League and then got promotion to the conference. And then so I played in the conference for a few games, and then because I was at university at the time, I played for the university side, and then came back at Christmas, and then there was a few managerial changes, and that was the end of my time playing for Wycombe at that time.
So a lot of our younger fans have heard about Lokes Park. What was it like to play on?
So you needed one leg shorter than the other so that you were able to run in a straight line, but it was, from our perspective, it was actually intimidating for the other team because, there was a proper 11-foot slope from one side to the other. And yeah, it was, a proper experience. And looking at the pitch today, it's an amazing surface. And Lokes Park wasn't always like that. By the time you got around Christmas time, it was quite muddy and all that sort of stuff playing in there. The pitches these days are so much better than when we were playing.
And are you in America now too, or?
No, I'm in St Albans, so actually quite close. Yeah. So I worked in the city after playing football. So actually, my career went to Staines Town when I was at law school. I'm a lawyer. And then I went to the city and I was still playing for Staines Town when I was working at my law firm. And then one day my boss said to me as I was getting up for a Tuesday game at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon so he said, you need to make up your mind whether you want to be a lawyer or a footballer. And I made up my mind. I became a lawyer instead.
Okay. The legal side won. Declan, watching from America, you still following the Chairboys?
Oh yeah, very much so, especially when I came across the Ex-Players Association, because as I said on the broadcast the other week, I was really devastated to hear about Bobby Dale and Gary Lester. I've always followed them, and it's amazing, the coverage we get in the States. This game today is live on ESPN in America, so I would be sitting down Good Friday watching it, and with the clocks have already gone ahead over there, so it's only a 4-hour time difference, so I would have been watching the game this morning or this afternoon, so it's surreal being here.
And Wycombe Wanderers owned by an American family as well. Would you have thought that back in the 80s?
you'd never have thought it back in the 80s, but if you look, you think Portsmouth is also owned by American owners. You go down the list of the clubs from the Premier League down to the second division, the influence of not only international owners but particularly American owners is quite incredible nowadays.
And you've got a link to today's game on top of everything else. You know John Messinho as well?
Yes, I knew John. We're both good friends with John's father, and John and I met for the first time in Korea and Japan for the World Cup in 2002, and Gordon, his dad, reminded us that he was also with us in 2006 when England played Trinidad in Nuremberg, and he was on that trip as well. So haven't seen him for a while. Hopefully I'll get to shake his hand today, and hopefully Wycombe will get a good result, and John will then win the rest of the game, so everyone leaves happy.
That's what we all want, I think, today. Wycombe to win today. Pompey can finally get out of League One, but not today, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, Pompey, because of their history, they deserve to be in the Championship. They're a fine club, a fantastic club with great history. But again, today, from George's perspective, my perspective, it's just great to be back here to be back at Adams Park. We've only been here once before, so it's great to see what it's like nowadays.
Right, we're in the beer tent before the Pompey game. Rob Couhig, the chairman, always says the worldwide Wycombe Wanderers phenomenon. We've even got people from Flatwell Heath here. We've got someone from Alaska. Gus, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What brings you to Adams Park?
I came back to see Wycombe again. I just had to come back. I came here in October for the first time, and I fell in love with it, and everything just aligned, and I decided to make the long journey and come back.
When did you start supporting the Wanderers?
2017, saw them play against Tottenham in the FA Cup, and their scrappy, just battling play made me fall in love with them, and I thought if a team like that can play against Tottenham, they're my team.
So you live in Alaska. When did your journey start to get here today for a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff?
It's in a matter of days. I guess it would have been Wednesday night I left, and I've been pretty much en route since then, and I got here at like 6:30 this morning, and Rob picked me up, and it's just been one whirlwind after another, and I'm ready for the game today. We're going to take them on and beat the number one team.
Tell me about where you live. It sounds quite remote.
Yeah, I basically live in the woods. I live without electricity. I live off the grid, and get most of my information, of course, through the internet on my phone. But I'm pretty limited in what I can see and do there. So a lot of the stuff I get is maybe a couple days later and secondhand. But I just love following them, and then it's always exciting to see them do well, and I'm always rooting for them every week.
Amazing. And you guys come into this story because, Rob, you emailed us at the club and said you've got to speak to Gus because you guys met in October. So where do you fit into this story?
So we met Gus Oxford away, spare ticket, needed someone to take it on. Gus purchased it from a friend of ours called Tim, and he's in Australia. He came back from Australia to watch. He walks across to us, tells us he comes from Alaska, which seems a bit crazy. You start to explore a little bit more, which Max did, and before you know it, you learn a little bit more about this guy living off-grid, bizarrely following Wycombe Wanderers, which is pretty cool.
So you had a spare ticket. Gus obviously couldn't get a ticket because he's in the middle of nowhere, no electricity, and that was in October, but you've become good mates.
Yeah, we speak a little bit, follow each other, jealous of his amazing pictures that he posts online, with that beautiful country, and it's just good to catch up with him and see him and have a beer and watch the game.
Max, you're a Wycombe Wanderers fan as well, obviously. You've got the green shirt ready for Wembley. You must be thinking, how's this happened? I come to see my local team and I've become mates with someone from Alaska.
Yeah, it's just mental. Wouldn't have expected it, ever. It's out of the ordinary.
Are you going to go and visit Gus in Alaska?
Might have to at some point when I do travelling after college, so think about it.
There we are. You've got the green shirt for Wembley. Gus, you're staying for Wembley, right?
Absolutely. I got my ticket. I'm ready to go. Looking forward to it. It's very exciting.
And will that be your first trip to the home of football?
Yeah, absolutely. Wembley is like one of those magical things that you only think exists beyond reality. So going there and seeing this game is going to be a definite highlight.
Incredible. So before the Pompey game, are we going to win today? We're on good form today. Pompey top of the league. You must be confident we're going to get a result.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's going to be 2-1 Wanderers.
And we'll see you in the week, I think, in the build-up to Wembley. But great to have you with us. And I love this story about friends from across the world meeting because of the Chairboys.
Absolutely. Good to be here. Thank you.
And also, we're surrounded by the international flags here. We need to get a state flag for Alaska now, right?
I will send one.
With a Chairboys logo. We'll get it up in the bar.
Absolutely. We'll get one here.
There we go. The worldwide Wycombe Wanderers phenomenon here in the beer tent at Adams Park. People come from far and wide to see our mighty team. What a story this is, and we'll see them at Wembley too. Come on, you Blues. Well, a familiar face we spoke to before the game against Pompey on Good Friday was Super Simon Garner. He was back at Adams Park promoting his new book, which is on sale now in the club shop and online. It's always great to see Simon. We weren't too far from the beer tent either.
I'm wonderful, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Looking very well. How's the book going?
Book's going well. It's been out now for a few months, came out just before Christmas, and it's going well, so I'm happy with it.
So Wycombe fans, it's a must-read, isn't it? Because we're going to be in there somewhere, surely.
Oh, definitely in there. I mean, when you think about it now, it's 30 years since that playoff final. It's this year, isn't it? It's 30 years anniversary, you could call it. And I still remember that goal I scored that day.
I remember the goal that you did score, they disallowed as well. Possibly the best goal I've ever seen.
Well, it's definitely, I couldn't run any further. So I thought, I'm just going to smack this, and I did do, and it went in. And disallowed it for no reason at all. Offside, I was never offside.
You were on the halfway line.
I was in my own half, I couldn't get over the halfway line, I was too tired.
Now, Wycombe fans will remember you because they remember you on the pitch, but some will remember finding you in the bar after games as well.
I think more fans will remember me in the bar after the game. Yeah. No, it was a great setup at Wycombe when I was here. I loved my time here. Obviously coming towards the end of my career, but Martin was a brilliant manager. And then unfortunately, somebody else took over. So
I can't remember who that was.
No, I don't want to remember who it was, to tell the truth.
Now, I remember you playing up front with Cyril Regis, both at the end of your careers, but you used every minute of your experience together.
Oh, we did, yeah. I mean, what was it? I think we were 72. The joint age was 72. The oldest players, stripe pair anyway. He must have been in the Football League. And Cyril, what a brilliant player. I had to do all his running for him, but it's magic, and it's upsets me a bit about Cyril not being around anymore.
Absolutely. We've talked about Wembley. Wycombe are on their way to Wembley. You did score a legitimate goal that was given on the day as well, and that was your first goal at Wembley, right?
It was my first goal at Wembley, yeah. I played there a few times, but that was my first goal there, and I'll never ever forget that. What an experience that is.
So for Wycombe players who be watching this who may not have scored at Wembley either, what's it feel like?
Unbelievable. That's the only way you can put it. I mean, it's just unbelievable when it hit the back of the net, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I've scored goals, lots of goals in my career, but to score at Wembley, it's something special.
And who was marking you that day, or not marking you in that particular play?
Some gentleman called David Moyes, I think, the current West Ham manager. I mean, I think he's as slow today as what he was then.
Those games at Wembley, I mean, Wycombe were down at half-time, unbelievably. We played so well up to that point. It's important, though, it's a 90-minute game, isn't it? You must have had to keep the faith at half-time.
Yeah, I mean, Martin, great manager he was. He said at half-time, just keep doing what you're doing and you'll win the game. Martin always had a positive attitude, and we'd win games. And he thought we'd win that, well, he knew we'd win that game, and we did do, and we all had belief that we was going to win that game. And fortunately, we did do.
Amazing. What's your message to the Wycombe team heading to Wembley next weekend?
Enjoy every day. Enjoy every minute of it, because you don't get many chances of playing at Wembley. And when you do, you've got to try and remember it, because people say you don't remember the games at all when you play there. I've played there a couple of times, and you do remember it when you win.
Absolutely. I remember it very well.
Yeah, you have to, yeah. I mean, and the best of luck to the boys. I hope they do it.
Great to see Super Simon Garner at Adams Park on Good Friday. Check out his book. You can buy a signed copy in the club shop, or you can pick one up online too. It's a fantastic read, and it features Wycombe Wanderers. Of course it does. Right, before we get overly excited about Wembley, we had one more league game to take place. It was the Easter Monday trip to Blackpool. Here's what happened.
Let's go.
Wheeler, lovely football from Wycombe. McCarthy to the back post, looking for Campbell. All that was missing there was the pinpoint cross. The build-up round the right-hand side, delicious stuff, and a lovely little back heel from David Wheeler. Scowen still on his haunches here. And this is not what Matt Bloomfield would have wanted to see today, or any day really. But certainly in the build-up to a Wembley final on Sunday. Josh Scowen making his way gingerly to his feet now and towards the touchline. And Scowen turns around and applauds the travelling fans. It's the end of his afternoon. And he pulls his shirt over his head, and his body language suggests that this could be a serious one, which is terrible news for Wycombe. Free kick to Wycombe. Leahy and Campbell both over it. Whips in by Campbell. It hits the post. Offside flag goes up. The Barla's sliding in, hits the post, but the offside flag was quickly up by the assistant on this near side. So danger over for Blackpool. Great delivery in by Campbell. Winning the 50-50 with Taylor. They go back to Norburn. Norburn shows too much of it to Labala, and he's now been caught. And Dale Taylor, referee gives a good advantage now because Wycombe's counter is on. Wheeler sprinting on the right hand side. David Wheeler's still there. Pot drops to Potts. Taylor shot charged down. Ball not running for Wycombe Wanderers. Good refereeing there for the advantage. Wycombe come again. McCarthy right wing. Goes back to Butcher. Butcher feeds Potts. Potts on the right hand side. Chips across in, and Wycombe will have their first corner of the game after their best move of the game. Dale Taylor. Fantastic work with him and Labala to overturn possession on Norburn, who's lucky to avoid a yellow card here because the referee waved the advantage. Potts on the 50-50 up to Labala. Gives it back to Potts, who's away on the right wing now. Potts into the area, still going Freddie Potts. Ooh. Puts the ball over the angle of post and bar. And there's something quite majestic about watching Freddie Potts gliding through a defence, isn't there? Potts on Dembele, wins it back, finds Labala. Labala to McCarthy. Curls it down the line for Potts. Oh, and Potts has done well. He's got away from his man Potts now on the right hand side. Clips it in for Vokes! Oh. Volleys it over the bar. Vokes ends up in the back of the net. The ball ends up in the arms of the fans. Freddie Potts has been magnificent on that right hand side at times this afternoon. His cross picked out Vokesy. It's 5 yards from goal. It was an awkward height, possibly in between heading and volleying. He went with the volley and he's volleyed it over the bar. Edge of the area with Dembele. Dembele finds Gabriel. Good save from Ravazzoli. Great save. Gabriel into the edge of the area. Beasley. Great save again from Ravazzoli. What a wonderful stop that is. Tipping it onto the bar and behind for a corner. Franco Ravazzoli. That is top draw. Byers is down injured for Blackpool. Wycombe continue now with McCarthy. He's got Vokes and Kodjia in the box. He goes for Vokes! Hits the bar! Oh, what a strike! And he's hit the bar. And Kodjia has fouled his man on the rebound. What a move that was. McCarthy put the ball into exactly the right place. And Vokes has stroked it towards the top corner and it's hit the bar.
Gaffer, a hard-fought 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I thought it was a good game. Most exciting bit was probably in the last 10 minutes. We had a couple of real big chances. Vokes has done. His timing was amazing. Get across the front and unfortunately hit the bar. I thought he was in. The whole bench was up, and then Franco's pulled off. An unbelievable save as well. So hard-fought win. A difficult place to come and get a result. Absolutely. So for a clean sheet with the changes and the injuries we're carrying at the moment, I have to be proud of the endeavour that the boys put in.
A long trip as well after Good Friday, and a team that's pushing for the top six. You must be very pleased with everything today.
Yeah, we like a long trip in a festive period, don't we? Obviously, a quick turnaround, and the boys come off on the coach yesterday, and there is, every manager's going to say it. Fantastic team spirit amongst us. Obviously, I wanted to have a bit of a freshen up today because I felt like I wanted to give a few players a chance who deserve it, stake a claim for a place in the team because we've had real good competition for places since January, and I feel like that's helped us, kick on with our league form, and today was another good opportunity.
No better time to do that than, I guess, than Wembley week.
Yeah, and that played into it as well, because I wanted to come up. First off, I wanted 3 points. A point and a clean sheet is no bad feat coming up here, so I take that. We didn't want any injuries, and I wanted to have loads of headaches going into this week, and I think that everyone who started today, who maybe hasn't as much recently, has given me those headaches. So pleasing.
One concern though is Josh Scowen taken off in the first half with what looked to be a heavy knock.
Yeah, he did. He took a knock, blocking that shot. So we'll have to, we didn't want to take any chances with him. He's very, very important to us, Joshy. So we needed to protect him from that. Obviously had Potsy on the bench, who's obviously been top for us this season. So it was the right thing to do to protect him, and we'll see where he's at this week. And
the game not without incident off the pitch as well. Something in the first half involving Chris Farina. Yeah, there was something said to Chris, some racial abuse from behind the goal, which is so disappointing because the game is for all, and it's 2024. The world's moved on, and I'm so disappointed for him. Actually, fair play to Chris. He's dealt with it in an extremely mature way, reported it as he should, was able to clear it from his mind, because obviously it's a big thing for him to have to listen to and hear. But he was able to clear his mind and play the rest of the game, and we hope the authorities take the relevant action. I'm sure they will. And it was an excellent display at the back by him and Joe Lowe. Great to see them both out there getting the 4 minutes under their belt. Yeah, Nigel and Taff have been very, very good for us. The 3 wins in a week, and I just felt that Joey's back from his hamstring injury. Chris has been fit for a couple of weeks now, but didn't feel like he was quite match ready. We had the practice match against AFC Wimbledon a couple of weeks ago, and he was very, very good. So I've been waiting to give those two an opportunity, and I felt like with a quick turnaround and the trip, today was the right time, with Jace as well, who's been chomping at the bit to compete for that place with Jack. We know they've been competing for many years here and fighting it out. So, yeah, I thought the pair of them in the middle and the whole back four I thought were excellent. Long drive home, but you said you wanted to get the league games out of the way before fully committing your thoughts to Wembley, but it's a big week for the club now. Yeah, absolutely. I can smile now and answer your questions rather than avoiding it, can't I? I'm really, really mindful that I want us to be higher in the league. I want us to be better, and I want to keep improving. I'm like, I can't let it rest. And I know our supporters want to keep, they're coming away from home. They want to give us something. We want to give them, something to cheer. But we've taken care of this weekend. 1 point out of the 2 games. It is what it is. I feel like we've done all right. Portsmouth were a very good Friday. We've come against another good team, a long trip, and got a good point, a clean sheet, which can never be sniffed out on the road. So listen, mate, we can now enjoy the week. But when I say enjoy it, I mean prepare properly, because we're really looking forward to the weekend. I want to make sure we go and perform in the way that I know we can. Joe, welcome back to the first team. A little injury break there.
Yeah, just a little break, I think, with the amount of games that were happening, the amount of time between each of them was hard to cover. But yeah, just a minor little injury, but back now, and yeah, I feel good.
It looked like not a minute had passed by. You went straight back out there, business as usual. Yeah,
I think it was, like I said, it was only a small injury, so I was able to train pretty quickly. I was on the grass, keeping my fitness, and yeah, straight back to it.
And a 0-0 here at Blackpool. It's a tough place to come. They're knocking on the door of the top 6, so that's a decent result today.
Yeah, you got to respect them. They're out there fighting. So yeah, it's never bad to come away and keep a clean sheet. So that was always going to be our aim, and yeah, we were thankful to do it.
And along with Chris alongside you as well, both of you getting those 90 minutes under your belt, really, really important at this stage of the season.
Yeah, I think we were slogging about at the end a little bit, but no, we managed to pull through. And me and Chris have played together a few times now. We've built that relationship just to have with others, and yeah, I feel really comfortable. I think we feel very comfortable next to each other.
We have to mention the international break, because you got your call up, but then unfortunately the injury meant you couldn't take part, and heartbreaking for Wales.
Yeah, heartbreaking for Wales and myself. A few sleepless nights. Watching from the sidelines was hard, but no, it was really good to get called up. Such a good feeling.
I was going to say the positive is that you're in that squad now, and it's a good squad that nearly qualified, and the future looks bright, and a future that you can be part of.
Yeah, just like you said, the future looks really bright. I mean, there's some young players out there gaining experience, and there's not a doubt in my mind that we won't do it the next time.
And we can talk about Wembley now, because the league games between now and Wembley are over, so we can focus on Wembley. Your return is very well timed.
Yeah, no, obviously missed having a chance playing for Wales, so, I thought, I've missed that, I've got to get back for Wembley, and, yeah, managed to get back in and, keep a clean sheet today, so hopefully I'll be playing out there at Wembley.
Will it be your first appearance at the home of football?
Yeah, for myself, I think I've been there as a fan a couple of times, but yeah, it will definitely be my first time as a player. I can't wait.
And what do you think this week holds now? Is it just going to be a normal week, game prep, and it's just another game, or will there be a different edge to it, do you think?
Yeah, I think we'd all like to think it's a normal game, but I'm sure we'll all be thinking and we'll be aware of what this means and what this could, it could be something that you remember for the rest of your career. So, no, I think we'll treat it just as normal, but maybe we'll give that little 1% extra.
And I've noticed some early preparation. You've had your haircut. Was that for Wembley too?
Let's just go with yeah. Yeah, just for Wembley.
Great to see Joe Lowe looking sharp on and off the pitch now as we start to prepare for the final at Wembley. Joining us on the big day at the home of football will be our good friends from Media Inglesa. They've been planning this trip for a long time. They're coming from all over Spain and beyond to come and cheer on the Chairboys. There's been a few bumps in the road, it's fair to say, in planning this trip. So to find out more, we caught up with Jordi. This is the first time I've spoken to you doing one of these, where the weather's been worse where you are. So, yeah, I'm glad to see you're in the rain for a change.
Normally I'm in a sunny Madrid, but right now I'm in a rainy Pyrenees. But yes, it's quite good.
Is this sort of preparation for next weekend when you come to London? Because it's probably going to rain.
Oh yeah. We know how to hold an umbrella, so we also know how to use these jackets that can repel the water. So yeah. The most important thing is the shoes. If the shoes are good, everything is good.
Absolutely, especially if you spill your beer as well, they can double up and keep your feet dry. We know you can twirl a scarf as well, but before we talk about the big day at Wembley, we have to talk about the logistical issues that have beseeched this trip. It's not been easy, has it?
It's not. We are coming from 4 different cities in 4 different airlines, landing in 2 different airports, all in the Saturday morning. So, more than 70 people coming from Madrid, more than 50 people coming from Barcelona, more than 30 from Malaga and Bilbao, and all together trying to land at the same or almost the same time Saturday morning. Then going to London Bridge, back to Dulwich to see the game. It's been a lot of things. And of course, we are happy because you get the final, the EFL Trophy. For us, that was kind of a nightmare in a logistical things because, we need to change some flights, but Ryanair, EasyJet are not so keen on that. So we need to buy a different flight. But yes, finally, there's a lot of people that sent an email to us and said, okay, no problem. I'm going to miss your flight. I'm going to buy a different flight on Monday. So they're spending an extra night and they are staying till Monday in order to get to the final because, it's kind of a sad thing to leave Wembley at the 45th minute at the halftime. Or maybe if there are some extra time or some penalties, there's a lot of people that it's impossible for them to stay. So yes, people has been very creative, finding new solutions, people spending the night at the airport, no matter what. So, it's once in a lifetime. So let's go for it.
It's fantastic, isn't it? The spirit that's been shown to make this happen. But I guess the late change of the kickoff time as well. Everything seemed against us on this one.
Yeah, because the first time it was okay, not Saturday. The game is on Sunday, so let's find out some game on Saturday. It came up the thing about the Dulwich Hamlet, so it's a good thing to see a game also on Saturday evening. We can see the Copa del Rey final at Adams Park. But yes, at the beginning, say okay, 3 p.m. it's good because there's flights leaving at 6. So maybe we can arrange that. There's only 30 people that need to leave at the 75th minute. But you say, okay, it's more than 3/4 of the game. So, okay, it's good. But then it's, no, it could be delayed. And I said, what? And again, we need to book some flights and, only people from Barcelona could stay the whole game. People from Madrid needs to leave at the halftime. people from Bilbao and Malaga couldn't stay any minute inside, so it was like, oh my God. And there's people from Bilbao and Malaga that bought another flight on Monday, and also there is people that they cannot go and they cancel the trip, but we cannot give any money back. And they said, okay, no problem, we understand the situation, we understand the things, but also Bilbao have arrived to the Copa del Rey final, and there's people that has tickets to go to Sevilla to see the final, and they say, okay, I prefer to go to Bilbao, because also Bilbao is like 40 years without winning any title. So it's a great chance against Mallorca to lift up the cup. And they said, okay, I'm sorry, but I cannot go. But I understand the situation. I don't want any money back. So let's go for it. And we want to help you guys. So that's the situation. It was kind of a nightmare, but at the end, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's good right now.
And the football family really comes together for stuff like this. You've mentioned you're going to Dulwich on the Saturday now, which I'm really pleased about, because I like to go to Dulwich when I can, because their stadium reminds me of where Wycombe used to play before Adams Park. They're at the same division as when I used to go as a fan. There's even a slope on the pitch. So it's almost like an historical visit for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's an historical place. I've never been there. La Media Inglesa, we already been there. I'm recording some documentaries there, but I've never been there. But it's the thing that connects me the most with football. These trips that we go to England to see lower division games with the really fans go there, the really game is there. You can see the players, you can talk with them, you can talk with the chairman, you can talk with everybody. So it's football, only football. And I love that. That's the point what reconciliates me with the real football, because, the higher division is more like, close things. You can have an access to anything. It's a lot of, interest in the middle, but this is only football, to go there, get a beer, talk with this one, talk with the other one, and just, spend the time there enjoying. So I think it's like for me, it's once in a year, I have the opportunity to, to reconcile with football, with the real one. I'm a football coach, that. So, I love this game, but I feel kind of disconnected with the higher divisions and all this, the World Cup in Qatar and all these things that it's awkward. This is not football, For me, football is to wake up on Saturday and go to the field with your friends and have a beer, have a sandwich, spend the day there, enjoying. You win, you lose, but you feel happy, So for me, it's that.
Amazing. And the great thing about Dulwich, Jordi, which I think you're going to appreciate, is that they're low enough down the pyramid where you can buy beers and drink them whilst the game's going on, and you can hold your beers in the stand, and that's a lovely thing.
Yeah, that's an old-fashioned way to see the football, because in the bigger stadiums it's impossible. But it's also the tradition. It's good. It's good. Everything in the correct measure, it's good. Well, of course, if you drink a lot, that the thing it's not the good one. But a couple of beers with your friends, it's good.
And the other brilliant thing about football is that all roads always lead back to Wycombe Wanderers. The Dulwich Hamlet manager is Hakan Hayrettin, who played for Wycombe Wanderers in the 90s. He's a cult figure for Wycombe Wanderers, scored one of our best ever goals in the league. He's a wonderful man. So there's always a link somewhere to Wycombe Wanderers, which is what we love.
Yeah, it's amazing. I found that when you told me a couple of weeks ago, and that's incredible. You are everywhere, guys. You are everywhere. All the surroundings of London are yours, man.
It's wonderful you're going to be joining us again at Wembley. You said it was once in a lifetime, but obviously you were here in 22 as well for the playoff final. We're all hoping for a much better result there against Peterborough.
We hope. We hope that Sunderland was a tough opponent. They were the whole standings from there were full of people. We are being in less position there, but I think in the league in Peterborough in both games you were winning, you were fighting. I think that the way they play, it's good for us. So let's see if they learned something about the two previous games, or they want to do the same. Maybe they are focused on the on going to promote, and maybe this is a bit of a distraction for them, and we can just take advantage on that. We can see, but I think we are going to see a more equal game than the other one, of course.
We shall see. We shall see. Well, it's going to be great to have you with us, our brothers and sisters from Spain. Unbelievable. I'm looking forward to seeing the scarves and going around the head. I'm hoping Wycombe fans can join in with that too. They've been practicing. I've been watching them at Adams Park.
Nice.
It's going to be a great day, and we look forward to seeing you with us. And don't bring the rain with you, okay? We've got enough already.
We will be there. We will be there, of course. Everything is ready. Everything is prepared. A lot of people with your second jersey, with the away kit, already bought with the scarf. So I think for sure you will notice when we arrive.
Always. Looking forward to it, Jordi. We'll see you at Wembley.
Looking forward as well. See you in a week, man.
Oh, man, I love those guys. I can't wait to see them back here in the UK, indulging in their passion of English football and Wycombe Wanderers. Right, we're going to build up to Wembley now for the rest of this week. Ringing the Blues will be back next week, hopefully with news of a trophy lift for the Chairboys under the arch. If you're coming to Wembley, we'll see you there. And look out on Wanderers TV and across the Wycombe Wanderers website and socials as we build up to the big day on Sunday. Come on, you Blues.